안녕하세요. 저는 에이미입니다. 저는 재정입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 스티븐입니다. 저는 민준입니다.
So, this next one, Tomorrow by Together, TXT. And can I just say, before this starts, I miss this old intro. It was such a good intro. Oh, big hit.
Don't let put it so sad. I love it. Don't let nobody take it.
Out of my hair.
Okay, so let's get straight into it. Intro.
Yes.
I would, for me personally, I would probably go the same as Kingdom for that, as an 8.
Okay, so you got to see all of them, and there are only 5 members, but you got to see all of them, and a lot of all of them as well. You didn't quite get to see all of them singing their whole parts. However, did get to see the chemistry with all of them together and more of their personality in that.
But no names.
No, but again, that's not common. So,
Which is why I said 8. You don't see all of them singing and rapping.
no, but it makes up for it because of the chemistry and you get to see their personalities. So I would say 8.5.
Okay. Music.
Love it. I loved it. And it fits them. It fits the aesthetic, it fits them, it fits a debut, it's fun, it's childish, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
I don't think that was quite as good as Kingdom's though.
It's different though.
It is different.
Even if I was having a really hard day, if that played, it would make me even a little bit happier.
Yeah.
It would be a 10.
Okay.
Because even if I'm having a really bad day, it may not bring me all the way back up, but it will bring me up.
Now we have visual.
I love the visual. Because it was bright and it was happy.
Yes.
And they had the little like animation as well, which was great, and I loved it.
But be realistic with yourself as well for a debut song, because that's what this is about.
It was creative. You don't really see a lot of that.
We get to for TXT because in other videos.
No, but as debuts.
Yeah.
And it fits them.
Yes.
And that's the other thing. It goes with them. It's not like this was their debut and then all of their other songs were freaking and hyphen. Like.
Yes.
It was simple, but it fit and it was fun and it fits them.
8.5? 8's too low, I feel.
8 is too low. I'd probably go 9.
But I feel like that's too high. Dance. Now, for the music video, it was...
We didn't get to see a lot of the dance because there is a choreography version.
Though, what we did get to see, there wasn't like kind of a flow to it. It was either one extreme to the next. It was either real simple or real complicated. Like, it starts off complicated. It's good for memorability, that sort of style, because that's what helps you remember a song. It was either one extreme or the next, which, mind you, there's no way I'd be able to do any of those moves.
Choreography wise, because we didn't get to see a whole lot of it, but it was good.
Yes, and it was
there. It was
the execution was amazing.
Yes.
But you could see them having fun with it too.
Yes.
Probably an 8 for me.
Yeah, I would have gone an 8.
The lyrics.
My body must have gone crazy. There's a heart growing out of my head. What do? I don't know how to stop it. There's a heart racing out of my head, but I love it. It's just so silly.
That feels like a debut song.
Yes. and it's silly and it's fun, which goes with TXT, which goes with the video.
Yes, but I'm just trying to rank this. Like we're both trying to just rank this as a debut song. That feels like a debut song because it doesn't feel.
It feels fresh and new.
Yeah, it doesn't feel though either too. You know how a lot of songs can be very heavy, especially when you're listening to the song, the way they sing it. It gives the lyrics a different because that song could be so serious. If you gave that song a different music set as a debut song that TXT did this debut,
yeah,
it was silly, it was fun, but the lyrics don't feel like it's serious. The lyrics don't feel. It feels like a debut song.
Yes,
it feels fresh. So I would put that at like 9. 9?
10. I could remember that song. I will remember that song for the rest of my life. It is memorable. EXO.
And this song is Mama.
When the skies and the grounds were one the legends, through their 12 forces, nurtured the tree of life.
Alrighty.
This one's going to be very difficult. Intro.
Now this is the one that I have to deduct points for. Okay. This was their debut, but it also wasn't their debut. It was, but it wasn't. Because this is EXO K, and at the beginning they had the 12 members, and there was EXO K and EXO M. So, not all 12 members were singing in that song. Which I don't think you realised.
No.
So, basically, they are EXO, but there were 12 members originally.
And it even says in the song, when the 12 members come together, like in that first part, it tells you that there's 12 people.
Yes, because there is 12.
So that kind of really...
You did get to see every single of the 12 members. But right at the end, in the reflections and all of that, that was the Chinese member M group. So they also have Mama, Chinese version, and it's basically the opposite. So it's them singing it, and then you see these ones in the reflection. So in that sense, I do have to deduct some points because you don't actually get to see the entirety of them, whereas later on
also
you do get to see, they all do kind of have at least some kind of more of a presence in each of them.
It also wasn't perfect on when people were singing, showing that person.
No, but
So
you did get to see everyone.
I'm leaning really low on this one, intro wise, because there's no names either.
Technically, there were 6 names on Kai. He did have the 6. For this category, and this is why we've got the different categories.
I would that's like a 4 for me.
For introduction.
Yeah, it's low because it's so many problems for it.
But you did get to see out of EXO K who the more rappers were.
But that's...
I'm just saying that you did get to see that. Like, you got to see Chanyeol. Like, that guy. He is the rapper. He is one of, like, the rappers.
Yeah, I still think, though, it's...
And vocals. You go, that guy. Baekhyun, because we know it's Baekhyun. He's got the high notes. It's him. He's the one. So in watching that, you could go, which I think you have done when I showed it to you the first time. You're just like, oh, him, who is he? Because he's got the high notes.
And I knew exactly who I was talking about because...
Exactly. So there is that to consider as well. Purely introduction-wise, I would probably put it at about a 5.5.
The music isn't great. As a debut song, for me, because it goes from that very long intro into the song.
That's technically not music.
No, but it's part of the song.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like setting a tone. So that part had set a tone for the song. Now, once you get past that thing and then it gets into the actual song, and then it explodes into that beautiful, amazing composed music. I love that music. It's one of my favourite songs. It is my favourite song by EXO. But as a debut song, it is like you're expecting one thing and then you get something else. Because when you hear that first part, it's like bells and roses sort of like feeling. And it was kind of like a shock to the system when you do get to hear the song. Afterwards, I really enjoyed it. 7.5.
Well, I personally don't consider like the storytelling part of the music. I consider that more part of like the visual and like aesthetic for it. But it does have different sections because it starts off with the story and stuff with a bit of like the BGM, background music kind of thing, with the narration. And then it goes into the kind of religious kind of like chanting kind of thing, and then into the main part, and then it's got like the screaming part, and then it goes back, but it brings it all back in. Like it brings the chanting back into it, it brings all of that in, so it is a little bit of like a ooh, that's different, ooh, that's different, but it's more of a, it's done in a way where the whole music video, whole debut fits together. It does kind of fit together. It's not a whole, whoa, what, I'm like completely confused right now. It's a, whoa, that's different. Ooh, okay, that's new. Ooh, okay. But it does that throughout the whole thing, including with like the visual part of it. So
but musically,
I know, but that's what I'm just saying, like it does fit in together. I love the music. I love this song. A rating just for music, 8.
I love the visuals of this.
Visuals for me are a 10.
That is a very big call to say 10.
Putting in the storytelling, it's a part of the visuals. That was all illustrated. That was all that. It is part of it. The costuming was great. The makeup was great. The effects, that was for 2012 as well. All of the effects and everything in that. There was so much thought and precise and everything that goes into that.
I think we have a huge disparity here. I would probably give that an 8. I mean, I personally just wasn't a fan of the makeup when he started screaming. Because when I first watched it, I was like, what the... But overall, generally, it was just a very dark video. Especially considering that at the start, they're talking about the Tree of Life.
They're setting up an entire world of exoplanet. I
get that.
I love the dancing. They do good dancing because SM was pushing them so and hard, like to the point where members were dancing on sprained and broken bones. Like it was,
which isn't good.
No, but that aside, I love the dancing. I loved the dancing, and it was very well choreographed, and they're tight, and it's really good. I really like the dancing. However, I'd put the dancing probably at like a 9.
9? Yeah, I don't think I can say really much on that particular dancing. I think I'd probably say 8.5 for the dance for that song. Lyrics. What you looking at me for? You know what I'm thinking right now.
It fits.
It does fit.
It's heavy.
Exactly. It's a heavy subject to be bringing into a debut, which does make it stand out. But I think, like Cactus, we agreed that it was just not I would feel the same conversation we had about Ace as this song.
It's very heavy.
Especially because it's a debut, you want to be attracting people to your music, and then giving them something like this a little bit later for them to think on.
Yes, but again, in the way that they've done it and the way that it flows in Korean and the way that the whole setup is, this made EXO.
Lyrically, for me, it would be like a 7.
I'd probably say an 8 because it is heavy. It flows more and it's got more of like stays with you.
Yeah, but that's memorability, so you're adding 2 things in once there.
No, but I'm purely basing it on the lyrics. Like, you reading this, right? Asking Alexandria, would you say different? They're a completely different style of band. Like, if one of Asking Alexandria or Bring Me the Horizon sang a song like this and a song like Cactus, would you lean more towards this one? Because I lean more towards this one than Cactus. Do you see what I'm getting at? Like, this resonates.
I could see Asking doing something like this.
But the way that it flows and the lyrics.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just trying to...
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm putting it as an 8.
The last subject.
10. It is so memorable. This is probably one of the most memorable debuts I have ever heard.
You gave TXT Crown a 10 as well.
Yeah. I'm not basing this against everyone else. I'm basing it on just itself.
It's probably like a 6. With the amount of music that I listen to.
Yeah. But that is it. I hope that you liked it. If you did,
you know what to do.
You know what to do. Kirby face.
안녕.
안녕.